Do you know that you will see exactly what is not practical for you anymore? You're going to realize at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, what does not work for you anymore whatsoever. And the quicker you are, the sooner you are honest with yourself, the sooner you're going to be able to move on with your life, because it's really to do with something which has kind of karmically come to an end. Okay. And now, in terms of practicality, especially in terms of practicality, you're going to have this moment at the beginning of this week where you're going to want to do something so badly, is to do with this particular option, for example, that you're going to be thinking about. You're going to be thinking about this option like there is no tomorrow, because you're going to come across this situation at the beginning of this week, and something is going to inspire you so nicely, so beautifully, and then you're going to be like thinking about this specific option, and then you're going to realize, oh my God, I can't do this because of that. I can't do it because of that. No, baby, no. And that's how you're going to literally snap out of it. You will realize, you will open your eyes, and you will realize what has come to an end, what does not work for you anymore whatsoever. And you need to be honest with yourself. And it's not like the first time this came about. You had this on your mind for a while, and you have been struggling with yourself inside, like fighting with yourself a little bit. But the sooner you let this go, the sooner you're going to move on to other things. So this is important in terms of your personal evolution, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. And thank God that you are going to realize that, in terms of practicality, this is always boiling down to, and you not being able to do what you want to do so much, and this is why this is going to be so important. So you're going to realize this. That's the bottom line. You are going to be able to identify what this is at the beginning of this week, and you are going to decide to move on from this, like, whatever this is. And my gorgeous Sagittarini is just to do with something that has come to an end for a while now. And yes, you are gonna have, maybe you are gonna be a little bit sad still. You are gonna feel like a little bit negative. You are gonna feel like a little bit sad. But the bottom line is here, the fact that you are doing the right thing. You are at the same time moving on with your life by identifying what no longer works for you, and by making this decision that you are going to move on and start looking towards other possibilities. I mean, the possibilities when it comes to this specific thing which is going to be on your mind, now you're going to realize are going to be absolutely endless. And it's a lot to do what inspired you in the first place, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Do you know what I mean? So yes, you are going to feel like a little bit sad, but you are most importantly going to make the right decision here. What can I say? And not that long after that moment in time, oh my goodness, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are going to have such a positive experience, maybe within the next day or within the next couple of days already, after you make this decision. You know that you are going to have a really positive experience, and something is going to happen so unexpectedly. Something unexpected is going to happen, but it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be really good. It's going to be such a positive experience. And at the same time, you are gonna start seeing this fears that you still had about you making this decision and walking away from something. These fears that you've had has caused you in the first place to kind of have a little bit of broken heart. But then again, when you have this really positive experience within the next couple of days after this moment in time, this is going to be so enlightening for you. What's going to happen, it's going to be completely unpredictable, but it's, as I said, it's going to be really positive. And now suddenly you are going to become aware of something you didn't know before, and that in itself is really going to help you to reconnect with yourself so beautifully. And now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, already 2 days later, you're going to have this mind-blowing, completely unpredictable, completely unexpected confirmation, and which is on top of all that going to come through you having such such a beautiful experience indeed. So you are going to become aware of something which is going to confirm to you, it's going to be so important to you, and you will know that you did the right thing, in the first place. You're going to find this extremely, extremely rewarding. And now you are going to be thinking about this possibility, that I was talking about, that maybe you couldn't kind of go for before. This possibility is going to be on your mind so much, because it's all boiling down towards you having this possibility highlighted that before you couldn't even consider, you couldn't even take it seriously, because you did not walk away from what you should have walked away like a while back. I'm not blaming you for this, my gorgeous Sagittarini, whatsoever. In fact, it's happening at the right time. So this possibility, it's going to be really highlighted right now. There is this possibility which is going to be on your mind, and you're going to feel so excited about this possibility. And let me tell you that this possibility which is going to be on your mind, this is like more like, it's not like, possibility. It's like already like an opportunity. It's already like manifesting itself. This is what you need to understand. But I'm calling it possibility, but this in itself, it's like a really mind-blowing opportunity that's already manifesting right now, So this is why this is going to be so important. And I'm telling you that November 2024, it's going to be so rewarding when it comes to this particular possibility or an opportunity, or call it however you want to call it, but it's going to be on your mind. In November 2024, it's going to be mind-blowing, and already you are going to find this very beneficial in terms of so many different things, in terms of your own freedom, in terms of your own liberation, in terms of finances, in terms of your own spirit. Oh my God, you will go through something so amazing in November, because you are making this decision right now. And in fact, in November, when it comes to finances, you will be able to buy something major, something substantial for yourself. When it comes to all this, and I'm not talking about a chewing gum, do you know what I mean? I'm talking about you buying something substantial for yourself. And also, you could be a multimillionaire. You could be so rich now. Do you know what I mean? You could be full of money. But then again, you're still going to end up with an amount of money which is going to be extra. And it's going to, pretty much so start right now. It's all going to start here. So this is why this is going to be so important, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, it's like, oh my God, goodness, this is like absolutely crazy. So you see, now in the first part of this week, I was talking about this possibility, and I was talking about this opportunity like a possibility, but it's like an opportunity because it's to do with something that already has started the process of manifestation. You know why I didn't mention it already started the process of manifestation? Because this possibility slash opportunity that I was talking about, it's really a lot to do with your own destiny. There it is. See? There's a big mom over here. It's a lot to do with your destiny. Okay, and this is something that I don't think I've actually mentioned, but by the time you get to the mid part of this week, you're going to find yourself being really busy, and you're also going to find yourself doing something that you haven't done in absolute ages, and you're not even going to realize that you started doing something which you haven't done in absolute ages, something that you used to do in order to express yourself, something that you used to do, and you were like really enjoying yourself while you were doing this. And then you stopped. You didn't even realize that you stopped doing this. And that means that a certain aspect of yourself has been affected, because it looks like, and it happens, when we are kind of persistently worrying about something is draining our energy. And thank God that, what has been draining your energy, it's actually going to go away. It's going to disappear with that situation, which is going to take place within the first part of this week. Okay, so that's why by the time you get to the midweek, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you're going to discover something like, oh my God, you're going to discover something You're gonna make this discovery. And what are you going to discover? It's going to answer your big question when it comes to something you have been so indecisive about, but when it comes to this specific plan you have been working on for a while. When I say this specific plan, it's like, you were thinking about making certain lifestyle changes for a while now. So that's the plan that I'm talking about. It's to do with a certain lifestyle changes, but these lifestyle changes are going to be big and they do not happen overnight whatsoever. So certain things have been on hold, of course, here. So what you're going to discover, it's like going to be amazing, because now you're going to realize, like, oh my God, do you see what I mean? Like, you're going to realize that there are like about a few different things that you can actually do here. And but most importantly, this discovery which you are going to make, it's not only about, it's not only about your answer being, you're going to have this big answer about you being something so indecisive about this ongoing plan in your life when it comes to you wanting to make like a big lifestyle changes. It's not only about that, but it's about the fact that you will realize here that, it's about the fact, my gorgeous Sagittarini, that what you're going to actually realize here, that, you have been focusing on, the wrong thing, maybe. You have given so much of your energy and so much of your attention towards to the one specific person. And I'm not saying that this specific person is bad. I'm not saying that this specific person is negative. I'm not saying that this specific person is awful. But I'm just saying, bless your heart. You gave so much of your energy to somebody. And I know that this is somebody maybe who you see vulnerable in your life, but this only shows what a big heart you are having. So you just gonna need to understand that there is a problem that one specific person has in their life, and this is something that really really worries you, and it's something that has been worrying you for a while, and you need to bring this to an end. That this is an adult person, but that adult person in your life is doing something bad to themselves, and you know this, you knew this, and this has been affecting you more than you possibly think. And now you have to bring something to an end. You have got an immense impact and influence on that person in your life. And you need to be as frank as you can. You need to be as honest as you can. And you need to be as outgoing as you can when you talk to this person. I think that you were talking to this person in a certain way because you didn't want to hurt this person. But I think that they need you to be really honest. They need you to be really honest, so you can, so they can see this situation, how serious this situation is, you know. And that way, that person is going to open their eyes, which is exactly your spiritual duty, what you should do. And at that moment in time, that person is going to be able to see what they're doing wrong, and kind of reflect on it in like a much deeper and much more meaningful way. And yes, it is going to hurt that person what you're going to say, but sometimes I suppose maybe people need to be hurt until they realize that what they're doing, it's not only hurting themselves, but it's hurting other people around. And I know it sounds harsh, but you will both be able to move on from this, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So this is why this is going to be so important. So you need to really be honest with that particular person and make them aware of exactly what they're doing wrong. They have found themselves on the wrong path, doing something bad to themselves. Maybe they're drinking too much. Maybe they're taking something that they shouldn't. You know what I mean? The possibilities are like endless. But you know what this is, and you need to bring that to an end so you can both move on from this. You see how it did, how it actually did affect you. Do you see what I mean? It's like it really kind of slows you down from things that you should have been focusing on. And you know what? That there are two things gonna come to an end. You will be able, my gorgeous Sagittarini, to like kind of, to like kind of like do what you need to do when it comes to that big answer that you're going to have, that you're going to discover, that you're going to realize there's so many things that you can do here at around the midweek. But now what you need to do is just like, you need to understand that once you talk to this person here, something really incredible, it's actually going to happen for both of you. You will be able to focus on this big answer which you've had here, what to do next, for example. And that person, it's actually going to heal themselves. That person is going to get so much better. So, and I see ultimately within the next like about 10 weeks, something terrible is going to come to an end when it comes to that precious person in your life. Whatever that person was doing, it's going to come to an end. And I know that this is going to mean to you so much. I know how much like lighter you're going to feel, of course, in terms of energy. And somehow that person, because you were worrying about, because you were worrying about one particular person, this has also been affecting you in spiritual ways. You did not notice maybe as many signs as you could have, for example. And also in terms of like you needing to be patient sometimes, you weren't as patient, as you should have been. And maybe you made some certain moves and decisions within the last few months because you weren't patient enough, but you didn't even realize that this particular person you were worrying about has been affecting you so much, my gorgeous Sagittarini. So this is why this is going to be so important, like, oh my goodness. And by the time, but this is where it's going to lead to emotional contentment, I would call it, pretty much so. An emotional contentment and happiness, And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, by the time you get to the last part of this week, you are going to make a really wise decision and a really wise choice, and this really wise choice and really wise decision you're going to make at around the end of this week, it's like to do with you wanting to learn something. It's to do with you learning something, needing to learn something, needing to explore something. It's also to do with you being surrounded with a certain people for a while and maybe collaborating for a while as well. But it's more like you making this decision to learn something. This is going to be so smart, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because the moment in time you make this decision, you are really kind of going to, you really need to understand that the whole new phase in your life, it's about to begin. The whole new phase in your life, it's about to begin. So it's very important to mention what exactly you will want to learn, what exactly you will feel like you want to explore or you will want to learn, because this in itself is also going to bring you this really, really powerful, sacred, spiritual key, my gorgeous Sagittarini, because at the same time, through you wanting to learn something you're going to feel so connected to at around the end of this week. The reason why this is bringing such a powerful spiritual key, in sacred spiritual key into your life, it's because this is absolutely imminent when it comes to your destiny. And I know it has mentioned destiny before. Yes, I know this week it's a lot about your own destiny. So this is also going to lead towards you realizing what do you want out of life. You will realize your dreams, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and they're going to be slightly different to what they are right now. So of course this is going to be so important. And the reason why you're going to realize like your dreams, through whatever you feel so drawn to actually learn, because you're going to feel so drawn to learn something, to explore something. This is going to start this mind-blowing sacred process where you are gonna be inspired more and more and more. You're gonna realize more and more and more energized potential coming out of this, like what you're gonna learn. There is so much more to it that you can possibly imagine. And that's why I'm saying that this is gonna be imminent, not only when it comes to your destiny in general, but when it comes to you realizing your dreams as well. And in terms of people, this is fantastic, because this is like kind of going to start a process of where you are going to start reconnecting with the people as well in your life. I mean, people who you maybe have lost the contact with, or something is going to happen and you are going to kind of really kind of spend more time with those people in your life that means to you the most, and this is always a good sign indeed. So now my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. Okay, and your oracle card of the week, my gorgeous Sagittarini. What is going to be your oracle card of the week? What is going to be your oracle card of the week? Oh, dear, dear, dear. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. It's about finding, but you are going to find a big, big, big answer. This week is going to bring you a massive answer, my gorgeous Sagittarini. There are a lot of things which are going to start making sense this week that they didn't make sense, before. You are going to have an amazing answer, and that in itself is pretty much so also going to make you aware of like where do you need to set the boundaries as well. I've seen this before. My God, it's so important to set the boundaries, my gorgeous Sagittarini, so you can protect yourself and you can protect your own energy as well. But the bottom line is that you are going to have an incredible, incredible answer this week. And this answer, it's really going to be such a beautiful starting point for you. And this in itself, it's going to make such a huge impact on your life, because you're going to find yourself on this path, my gorgeous Sagittarini, where you're just going to start becoming so excited when it comes to your future. And that's exactly the energy that, oh my God, can move the mountains, like literally how powerful we become when we find ourselves at such a specific and such a sacred path. My God. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.